Good evening, folks. Foxit Outdoors here, aka Cliff. It's about 6 p.m. on Tuesday, October the 25th. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update to my garden situation. We had our first frost night last night, aka the 24th. Dropped down to 31 degrees, 32 degrees, 33 degrees, somewhere around there. As you can see, apologies for the road traffic. My plants took a very large hit. I did trim off majority of all of my fruit. As you can see, I have one sitting over there, but I have pretty much picked off or cut off everything that was not frozen, squishy, or messed up entirely by the winter. Well, I can't even say winter, just by the cold spell. But you can see here, man, it did a number on my plants. They are weeping, limping, look like they could use a little of a pick-me-up, but unfortunately it's not going to get any warmer, at least for another 2 weeks or a week. I have another couple of days of cold, and then it goes back to like 45-ish at night. But yeah, you can see here, ton of yellow ghosts. That's what these things are. I'm trying to remember earlier, but I couldn't. So yeah, these were yellow ghosts. Produced a ton of fruit. None of them were hot. I got nothing hot off this. I don't know if I did it wrong or if I let it produce too much fruit or if I should have trimmed this. If anybody has any ideas on what I should have done with this, please let me know. This was the first time growing this, and I'm actually surprised it got this big. I most likely grew this entirely the wrong way, so that's what I ended up with. I ended up with basically hot peppers that tasted like bell peppers. My absolute guess on that one is due to the fact that these ones were absolutely less than, a foot away from my bell pepper plants. I'm pretty sure the plant probably cross-pollinated, and that's what I've got now. So there's a chance I'm just going to end up scrapping this entire bush, hoping I can start off new next summer. Or at least start it in the greenhouse sometime in January. But yeah, you can see here, I've got this guy here. That is one bush. That's one plant. Look at this thing. So that is actually probably from the bottom of this pot, probably about 5.5 feet. This thing is huge. Like, it is. That plant is up there. And that's one plant. That right there is the second branch that comes off of it. But that sucker goes all the way down to this big old massive stem, and it splits off. You can see I've got at least 4 forks on that. I've got some good ones. So this one I'm going to definitely take in the greenhouse this year. I'm going to split her at the forks, chop her down, put her in the greenhouse. Same with this one back here. This one's got a nice Y. This one down here I'm probably just going to scrap. I don't like the way it looks. It didn't go right. It just kind of went all funny. This one might be the other one that I take. It's got a nice Y here. So I'm going to have at least 3 or 4 of these. Oh yeah, see, look at this. I had a bell pepper on here earlier, and you can see here that thing just snapped off. So it did not like having that cold snap. Literally cold snap. Haha, just kidding. And I'm still baffled on this one. This guy grew like 6 inches and still produced a little bell pepper. Baffling. Sometimes plants make you wonder. But yeah, everything else is, look at my cantaloupe is doing all right. They're growing. I've got some huge ones on here. Look at this. I got a fat one back here. Got a fat one down there. You can see that fat one and that fat one. And trust me, these are fat cantaloupes. These are, that's my hand. I would say store-bought, store-sized on these ones. This one's got no splits, no cracks, no checks, nothing. Like perfect. Same with this one. Look at that. A little dirty on the bottom. But that sucker is no splits, no cracks, no checks. This one, unfortunately, is going to be a bit of an issue. That was a little one that I had off of this little stem here that I was using to pull that way to get the vine to grow up the fence on the other side. Well, I succeeded on getting it on the other side, but neglected to pay attention on how this thing grew. So it is actually currently stuck in one of the fence squares. It's split on the bottom half. It's basically digging in there and digging in on that side. Yeah, I basically, there's only two options I have. Either cut the fence or cut it on the back side right here. Just slice it off and hopefully I can pull it out. But yeah, got a little stuck in there. No, yeah, and then right down here, I got another one right there. I got down there, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really, really fat cantaloupes on here. Yeah, I got 5 big old cantaloupes. And man, I got freaking road traffic like crazy right now. It's nuts. I just got done trimming up all of this stuff. I raked most of this up into a big old pile and I just chucked it over there. You can see my pile's all huge right there. Rake's on the floor. I got this thing still generating flowers. I got one zucchini down here, little one. Pardon me, folks. I've got a decent sized cantaloupe here. This one's off of a little trailer that comes running over this way. I've got a little guy there as well, off the same trailer. This one's actually off of this one here. Actually, I think this one's the same one. Yeah, they're both running off of this stem here. And I got to sneeze again. Okay, we're good. Never mind. Beans are going. I think these will still survive. They're, as far as I know, fairly hardy in the winter, but I don't know because last year I had most of this stuff all picked clean and whatnot before the end of winter. Got another little one here. I got mine down there. I got a little cluster right here. There's 4 of them. But then my biggest ones, I got these guys up here. This is a nice round one. I've got a little bit of a check right there, or split. And I got a little bit of one, sorry, a little right there. You can see it, center of the screen. I think otherwise, yeah, I got another massive one up here. Oops, sorry. But I think it'll be all right. As long as this plant doesn't entirely freeze tonight, I should be good. But as you can see, I was yanking out some of the dead ones that were growing on the floor. I can't cut most of these because a lot of these guys are still growing off of them stems or off of the bases. I do also have the 2 down here, which are pretty close. But I'm absolutely loving this guy. Like, he got massive real fast. I'm sorry, showing you. I'm not even showing you guys what I'm looking at here. I apologize. Bad filming on my half. But yeah, nice big old fat one right here. This thing is heavy. I'd say it probably weighs more, if not more, than the ones that are over there. That thing is like huge, but it's an oval. And then as you can see, my bean forest, I got just danglies. I got dangly beans. Look at all them beans. Beans, boys and girls. Beans for days. Been one heck of a harvest and gardening year for me. I'm still pulling off beans. Most of these dry ones, what I'm doing is I'm popping them open and I'm saving the seeds, or the bean seeds. So I'm basically keeping all of these for next year's harvest. If anybody needs pole beans, let me know in the comment section down below. I will be saving a lot of seeds this season, and I will be mailing them out to those in need who are having a hard time finding any sort of seeds in the store. Now, do be aware, folks, that the seeds that I have grown are temperate climate, so they are going to be used to the heat. If you have an arid, wet area, they'll probably thrive phenomenally. But most of my seeds here, these ones are all going to be geared for zone 7A/B, so hotter zones. But I will be more than happy to send out any seeds that I can. Like I said, just let me know in the comment section down below, and I will start a list, and I will get those mailed out next season, or next year. Yep. Aside from that, oh yeah, let me show you guys. This is what I got. I got about a half a bag full of like bell peppers, various sizes and shapes. I do got some good ones in here, as you can see. But I did pick off a whole bunch of little ones. I'm gonna check these guys out. I like these ones. These ones kind of look like little pumpkins, little short orange ones. But yeah, got a whole bunch in there. And I did trim off all of the ones off of here, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these bell peppers. I might just cut some of them down and then maybe stick a couple of these in the greenhouse for next year. I'm not 100% certain yet. If anything, I mean, I'm getting fairly good at growing bell peppers now. didn't take me 14 months to figure out how to grow them the first time, you know. So I'm getting better at these ones. So I might just randomly grow my own bell peppers into seed starters and just start them that way. Just do like tray of 12 or whatnot and go from there. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think. If you guys want any seeds, I will be trying to save as much as physically possible. Do want to give you a quick update in the greenhouse. For those who may or may not have missed it the first time, I do have this guy completely finished off. I did have to make a slight adjustment not too long ago. As I mentioned in the first one, I had to drop the shelf down in here because it was too high and I couldn't get my plants in there. So I basically just took the supports that are in the little pegs here, little plastic tabs that sit in the grooves. I hold the shelves on. I basically just popped the shelf up, pulled those off, and dropped the shelf. Had to do it on this one as well because I do have taller plants. Basically my rosemary. As y'all can see, that plant, that thing probably grew about 8 or 10 inches this year. That plant doubled in size. If you go back and compare it with some of my previous videos, that was a pretty small plant. It's actually in a bigger pot too. Its original pot is right here. It was originally in that pot. And then I moved it to one that was twice the size. But yeah, check this out. Just for you guys, like I got little bell peppers even in here. Like it looks big on screen. Actually even looks brighter on screen. That's crazy. Now I know what people are talking about when they say, oh, it looks brighter on camera than it actually is. I must have a really good ISO on this thing because it looks like I'm filming this broad daylight, but I'm not. It's almost dark. It'll be dark in like another half hour, 45 minutes. But my orange tree completely died but grew this little guy, so I'm hoping it comes back. And then I have my Mexican limes here doing all right. And then for some reason my citrus tree is starting to grow little nodules, as you can see there. This thing wants to flower, but I'm not sure what it's going to do, so I will see. I have parsley. I got thyme galore. My canna plant, which I murdered all my bulbs last at the beginning of the summer. Separating this thing, I screwed up big time, but one survived, and now I have probably 9 plants on that thing again. Onion chives. Basil. Bunching onion, garlic chives, or onion chives again, or bunching onion, and then my other big bunching onion, and my eggplant, which didn't get very big and didn't really produce much for eggplant, but I mean, it's still got 2 flowers on it, as you can see up here. Yeah. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys a little bit of an update. Oh yeah, another thing is, I still have potatoes growing. It froze last night, and these things are still green. Doesn't even touch them. It didn't even phase them. And then I have all my other seasonings, which will be in the greenhouse by tomorrow. And the last one is my petunias / columbines. Yeah, that whole plant, I don't know what it's doing, but it's not dying, that's for sure. Anyways, I'd like to thank you folks for sticking with me thus far. Well, with my little updates in the garden, it is going to be slowly dying here probably by the end of this month or halfway through next month. It will be gone. Most of this stuff will be down, frozen, and I will be covering it with all of the hay that I bought. Bought 6 bales of hay to cover most of everything in my garden. And I have stuff growing in here which is blowing my mind, and anything that I have left for the hay, I'm just going to stick it in the compost bin. It'll go in there and it'll cover, and hopefully that'll help break down a lot of my other stuff. Anyways, once again, folks, thank you for sticking with me. Do me a favor, share this out with your friends and family. If not, no worries. I ain't going to force you. Leave a comment down below if you would like some seeds. I will try to get a list up on the channel at some point of seeds that I will have available. When I run out of seeds, that will be the end of those. So first come, first serve on a lot of seeds. Beans, I'm going to have tons of, and if you need corn, I've got a ton of that as well. But anyways, this is going to be Foxit Outdoors, aka Cliff, signing off. Peace, folks.